You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now it's 7. The Colleen Hoover bestseller Regretting You hits theaters with an all-star cast.
Also, Joplin city officials discussed the issue of transient transportation into the city during last night's council meeting.
Also, we're looking at a pretty nice day. It's a little cool, but it's going to be sunny as well, and the winds are going to start picking up, but like I said, it's going to be on the warmer side, so we're definitely looking forward to that.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Donald O'Keefe. 7 o'clock and this morning.
We are having a great Tuesday so far. I hope everybody else at home is having a great Tuesday as well. You know, I'm enjoying the nicer weather. It doesn't feel like November, but you know, we're kind of enjoying it. Yeah, I feel like, you know, we're starting off November on the warmer side, which is pretty nice because things are going to cool down. But I'll take this nice weather while we have it because we know that it's going to, you know, that fall and winter are coming pretty quick. The holiday season is upon us. Yes, and you know, with the holiday season, when it's cooling down, a lot of people head to the movies, and the best-selling novel Regretting You is in theaters right now. CBS spoke to the cast, who opened up about choosing truth over peace and bringing a fan-favorite story to life. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin with the story.
It feels like there's this wall between her and me.
The film adaptation of Regretting You follows a mother and daughter whose relationship is pushed to the limit after a tragic accident, testing family bonds and buried truths.
It tackles grief and relationships in a really grounded way where there's a lot of things it examines in life, you know, like a lot of gray area.
I thought we would be one big happy family forever.
The film is based on Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel, and with a massive fan base behind it, the cast felt the pressure to get it right.
We all immersed ourselves in the book and tried to just make sure that we were making the most faithful adaptation possible so that you can justify like taking something that is great in its original form and putting it into another one.
There's so many like fans and so many expectations, so it gets a little scary.
They're very passionate. Tell her the truth.
It would absolutely destroy her.
In the film, several characters keep secrets to avoid conflict. The cast shared whether they tell the truth or keep the peace in real life.
I'm a very straightforward person. Like if I'm thinking something,
she can't lie.
Well,
and it's so great.
I'm an actor. It's my job. It's my job to act and like tell lies. But in my personal life, I don't see a point in it.
I'm more of a lay it out there. I probably to my fault sometimes like just say too much and say what I'm thinking.
You remember that age?
For Dave Franco, the film offered him a role unlike any other.
It's like nice to play something that's different than yourself. Exactly. And it's like, it's nice, it's fun to play the villain, but also that's why I wanted to do this. It's like, as weird as it seems, the nice guy is something I haven't really played before.
You deserve to be happy.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
You know, something really cool about that is Mason Thames, who's in it. That's his third #1 movie of this year, I was reading. Because he also did How to Train Your Dragon and Black Phone 2, which also came out at #1.
Oh, wow. I love How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't seen The Black Phone yet, but I do love scary movies. I mean, we're beyond Halloween now, but I can watch scary movies any time of the year. But you know, it is no secret that this week is going to be on the better side, warm-wise. And let's take a look at Pittsburgh right now. And you will not be regretting this nicer weather that we're going to be having this week, especially today. Taking a look at downtown Pittsburgh at this moment. Beautiful sunrise. Look at that. Just beautiful colors. People are starting to get out, being active in the morning, getting their coffee. Kids are starting to go to school. 7th and Rangeline as well. Beautiful. Look at that. Sunrise. A little bit of clouds there, but pretty much clear as you're getting out in the morning. Rangeline and I-44, beautiful sunrise. People are out doing their normal morning routine. I would probably say today's going to be a good day. But as you're driving, though, there is some patchy fog down there by Miami, right? Pretty much just isolated in that area. 5 miles of visibility, but for the most part, the area looks pretty good, I would say, as you're driving into work. Not really much fog except for that one area. Let's take a look at our future track here. Tuesday at noon, just a few spotty clouds. The winds are going to be coming out of the south, and that's going to be the main thing today is the winds. By about 4 o'clock, still some patchy clouds. Winds are going to be coming again, like I said, out of the south, bringing in some stronger gusts up to 30 miles an hour. And then later, there is going to be a weak front that will come through, and that's why it's actually been so windy. Let's take a look at our temperatures right now. 56 in Joplin, 56 in Carthage, 50 down in Bentonville. Not too bad. You're waking up pretty good, feeling a little bit comfortable, but those temperatures are going to start increasing through the day. 60 at 9 p.m., getting up to about 71, 72 about that 3 to 4 o'clock hour. Increasing clouds and also winds, like I said, are going to be coming out of the south, gusting up to 30 miles an hour. But I'll have a complete look at your forecast coming up.
Donald thanks. A 24-year-old man from Joplin suffers a gunshot wound in Joplin during the earlier morning hours Monday. The call came in about 4:10, reporting a man suffering a gunshot to the abdomen on Bronwell Avenue. Authorities took the 24-year-old man to an area hospital. Joplin police say they have no suspect or suspect information at this time. Head over to KOAMNewsNow.com for more information as it becomes available. Police in Britain have charged a man with 10 counts of attempted murder after a knife attack on a train. The 32-year-old suspect appeared in court accused of carrying out a stabbing spree over the weekend on a train bound for London. Passengers ran in panic to escape. Some thought it was a Halloween prank when the stabbing started, but quickly realized it was all too real. To be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Joplin City Council votes to ban the practice of dumping homeless people within city limits. The new ordinance makes it illegal to intentionally drop off transient individuals within city limits. Council members passed the measure on second and third reading last night after documenting multiple cases of other communities bringing homeless people to Joplin. City officials say the practice drains local shelters and resources. Any alleged violations will be reviewed by the police chief and city prosecutor before deciding how to proceed. The new law takes effect in 20 days. The Joplin Council also gave a green light for an ordinance creating the Woodsonia Marketplace Community Improvement District. Their decision followed a public hearing last night where developer Drew Snyder presented the latest rendering for the Prospect Village development near 20th Street and Rangeline Road. The mixed-use project features a publicly owned sports complex, retail spaces, and housing opportunities. The CID goes to the second reading on November 17th. If passed, tax collection for the project would start in April 2026. Christmas assistance sign-ups began yesterday at the Wesley House in Pittsburgh with hours from 9 to 3 all week. Already 150 households have signed up with an expected total of 450 by Friday's deadline. Wesley House also distributed pantry food and handed out 196 coat vouchers worth $50 each, welcoming many first-time assistance seekers.
Things are just really tight for people right now. Everything's really tight, and if you live on a fixed income or a low income, you've got some really difficult decisions to make on what do you want to spend your money on over this next few weeks.
Meanwhile, the Salvation Army is also conducting Christmas signups this week. Both programs serve residents in Crawford County. Drivers in Crawford County should be aware of some upcoming road work. KDOT plans to close 690th Street in Walnut in order to replace the bridge. Crews say the closure will take place from the middle of November through early spring. The construction is part of a $42.3 million funding project that will cover this and 34 other bridge projects. Good food can provide a good meal, but it can also be a form of therapy. Mike Glover introduces us to a barbecue restaurant in Oklahoma that began as a need to feed the body and the mind.
Hey guys, welcome to Oklahoma Smoke Barbecue.
It's a business that was birthed out of crisis.
I was active duty military, I had PTSD and was in a very dark spot.
His therapy, smoking meat.
We started doing it to help people. We'd sell our ribs and then take the money and help teachers, help local vets.
Maybe it was the product, or maybe it was his purpose, but the demand pushed Ian to go all out and open a restaurant, expanding his heart to help people.
So I got a clothesline, put it on the wall, and I start out every morning, put about 5 to 10 meals on it.
The meals are for anyone struggling that simply need to eat. And it didn't take long for customers to notice the line and start purchasing meals to help others as well.
I started doing this about a week ago.
And in that week, the restaurant has given away about 300 meals.
God, he blesses people in the world.
The program, a godsend for Ben Winters and his family.
My grandpa, he just started chemo today again.
And even with the program happening throughout the day, Ian says it's important to recognize when to step outside of that and do more.
And they came in, needed food. They said they hadn't eaten all day. And there's a lot of little kids, and we've put together a massive platter of food, piled it high, and just stuck it on the table.
Ian isn't so much concerned about being taken advantage of. He says that comes with the cost of helping people.
Like I said, charity's charity. You either help people or you don't help people.
Check with your favorite restaurants in the area. Many offer the same program to those community members in need. And those are our top news stories this half hour. Coming up next, we're talking about we have Wildcat Wednesday tomorrow, and then later we have the Southeast Kansas Holiday Ball, a preview on that fundraiser. Welcome back. I'm joined here with Bob Burt from Class LTD, here to talk to us about a really exciting event you guys have coming up.
We are excited. It's the Southeast Kansas Holiday Ball and Auction. This event, in its purpose, is the proceeds are designed to benefit the individuals that we serve. We're a nonprofit that serves about 300 individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities across 4 counties: Crawford, Cherokee, Labette, and Montgomery County.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about what this holiday ball is going to look like?
Sure. So Class is celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, and so we haven't had this event since 2019, and so we felt like the 50th anniversary was the opportune time to bring that back. So we are. We're calling it a Gilded Evening. And so we're kind of leaning into that 50th anniversary, that golden anniversary. So it's going to be a wonderful, elegant evening, a chance for people to come out and not just have a nice, elegant evening. We'll have a formal dinner. We'll have a social hour, cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. And then we'll have live and benefit auctions. We'll have a live band. We'll have actually a raffle that evening where we're partnering with Como Jewelry to give away a $1,000 shopping spree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have some great auction items as well for our benefit auction, and so we have a live band, dancing. It'll be a lot of fun, but again, the entire purpose is to raise money and raise funds to help the individuals that we serve.
Amazing. So for those who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about your organization, how you guys help, some of the programs you offer?
Sure. Yeah, we provide Class provides a wider range of services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. That can be anything from transportation services to targeted case management to day services to residential services, housing, things like that. And the foundation for Class, which is where the proceeds go, will directly benefits them by helping with items and things that come up, unexpected needs, so say medical needs or unexpected dental needs. Sometimes that's wheelchair repair, sometimes that's mobility aids. It's those things that the critical needs that they do not have the resources to get, but they need so desperately. And so a lot of that that's just an example of what the proceeds are going to be used for from our event.
Well, people are interested in, having a great evening that supports a great cause. Can you tell us a little bit about when and where and what time this is happening?
Yeah, the event is going to be Saturday, November 15th in the Overman Student Center Ballroom on the campus of Pittsburgh State University. RSVPs are due by this Thursday, so November 6th. You can get those by either emailing me at Class LTD, or you can contact our Columbus office, 888-657-2107. Call the Class Administrative Office in Columbus, or you can always visit our website, classltd.org/holidayball.
Perfect. And that was kind of my next question. Is there a certain place people should go if they're interested and want to learn more information?
Yep. Go to our website, classltd.org, or like I said, you can call the Class Administrative Office in Columbus. But reservations are due by Thursday, so don't wait.
Yes, make sure you get on that if you guys are interested. It sounds like it's going to be a great evening.
We're excited
of
about it.
dining and dancing and just a lot of fun.
Yep, a wonderful, elegant evening with a lot of purpose and a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, we'll be right back.
It is a beautiful morning out there. You can see downtown Pittsburgh. Look at that beautiful sunrise, beautiful colors. People are out doing their morning routine, getting their coffees, going out to work. Very beautiful morning as we see it. 7th and Range Line. Beautiful, like I said, beautiful colors. Really liking the way it feels this morning. A little bit on the cooler side, maybe a tad bit windy. Those winds are going to start increasing through the day, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Range Line I-44, getting a little bit busier there, but beautiful sunrise like I was saying. I love the Midwest. I love the sunrises out here. The sunsets are just amazing. But if you are out driving, there is a little bit of fog. You can see out there in Miami, about 5 miles of visibility. Not too bad, but there is that little patch of fog there. But for the most part, most of the area looks really, really good for driving. So if you're out driving, just watch out through this area. But if you're driving anywhere else, pretty good conditions out there. All right, let's talk about why it's going to get a little bit windy today as well. So Tuesday at noon today, we're going to see southwesterly winds coming up. That's why it's going to be a little bit windy, warmer too as well. We're going to see some patchy clouds as well. And then we're going to progress through the day, 4 p.m., still some clouds, still on the windier side, south to southwest winds. And then through the afternoon into the evening, into Wednesday morning, a very weak front is going to push through. And that's why it's actually going to be, that's why it's actually being so windy today, because of that front that's going to push through. But by Wednesday morning at 5 a.m., still southerly winds, but the winds are going to start dying down by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. And then through the afternoon, by about 4 o'clock, we're going to switch. The winds are going to come up from, instead of the south now, they're going to be coming from the north. Now that still means it's going to be still on the warmer side, but it's not going to be as windy as it was today. And that will be the same through Wednesday night and also into Thursday morning at 5 a.m. Patchy clouds. Now we have winds coming out of the east, but by the time we get to Thursday afternoon and evening time, winds are going to shift from the east to the south, and it's going to start warming up again. Still some patchy clouds out there, but no rain associated with that. Beautiful couple of days. Let's talk about today, though. 8 a.m. We're going to start off. We're going to have 55 degrees, mostly sunny. And like I said, it's going to be windy through the morning. Get up to about 68 degrees at 11 a.m., mostly sunny. And then the clouds are going to start increasing through the day. But we're going to get up to about 72 degrees. South winds about 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusting up to about 30 miles an hour. But we're going to see that 72 about the 2 to 3 o'clock hour, and then increasing clouds as we progress through the evening time. We're going to see 63 degrees at 6 p.m., dropping down to 60 at 10 p.m. Like I said, increasing clouds, getting down to 50 degrees overnight, and also southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts about 25. All right, let's take a look at our 7 to 10 day. Today, 72 degrees, mostly sunny, a little bit windy. Look at this, very beautiful week up until we get to the weekend. We could possibly see 76 degrees on Thursday. That's amazing. Very beautiful week that we're looking forward to. But by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, there is going to be another front that's going to come through that has a chance of bringing some isolated showers. Or very low, but we're going to leave that in there. But look at that low for Saturday night. 26 degrees, possible frost and freeze. So I would say it's going to get pretty chilly there as you're waking up Sunday morning, low 50s, and then we're going to start waking up Monday morning. It's going to start warming up a little bit Tuesday. We're going to get back to those 70s possibly next week. But that's a look at your full forecast. More news and weather after the break.
Welcome back. Charlene Patton from the Kansas Soybean Commission and Roger, a local soybean farmer, are joining us this morning with a succotash reimagined recipe. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a recipe that won at the Kansas State Fair. I'll let you say who
Yes,
won
award-winning for main dish category. Joyce Conrad Sterling won that. It's exciting. So this is probably pretty good.
It is, and I thought it'd be a great side dish to have for Thanksgiving if you want something a little different. And this month we're also honoring our soybean farmers across the state. We're blessed to have them, and Roger's representing them. And Roger, they're out in the field, aren't they?
Yes, we are. This time of year in southeast Kansas, we're starting to cut our soybeans, so we'll be on the highways, and you can look out for us. And we don't want to be on that highway any more than you want us on that highway, but we could share the road and be courteous to be great.
That's right. Well, we have some soybean products in this recipe. We started out with bacon, and I sauteed it. You can use bacon, or you can use the winning recipe used a plant-based bacon. And then most of the livestock in Kansas use the soybeans for feed, right?
Yes,
Roger?
we do. The soybean meal is put in turkeys' cattle and hog operations. It does real well. It makes a lot of protein for these.
So even if you're having turkey, you're still eating soybeans because
Yes.
those turkeys ate lots of soybeans.
Yes.
Okay, so we have sauteed here in the drippings left from the bacon, corn, you can use fresh or frozen corn, our edamame, red bell pepper that's chopped, and celery. And to that, I'm going to have you guys add the seasoning. We have some cumin there. If you want to put that in there, and a little salt, yes, add that. Great. Just stir that in there for it. That makes it, you can smell that cumin that adds it. Okay, and then you would actually take the burner off or turn the burner off, but we're going to go ahead and add the ingredients. Roger, can you add the cherry tomatoes? Yes. And you can turn that burner off over there too. And then if you want to add the tofu, she used a garlic tofu, but if you can find whatever kind you find in the grocery store, this is actually a teriyaki one, and just to add that extra flavor. And then she has fresh basil, we'll put on the top of it, and bacon. And you can see that we've topped it over here. It really does make a pretty side dish. So consider this on your Thanksgiving menu.
Definitely.
For the upcoming weeks here.
Amazing. Where can they find a recipe like this?
Yes. Go to kansassoybeans.org. You can call our 800 number, 877-KS-SOYBEAN. And in addition to them getting the recipes that we mailed this month, we're also going to mail them a special resource on using seed oils and why they should use soybean oil.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It smells delicious. Thank you, Charlene and Roger, for joining us. We'll be right back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:31. I'm Samantha Walker. The trade war targets your medicine cabinet and living room. President Trump announces new tariffs on medicine, furniture, and trucks, including a 100% tariff on pharmaceuticals unless companies build manufacturing plants in the U.S. The tariffs range from 25% on heavy-duty trucks to 50% on kitchen cabinets and 30% on upholstered furniture. Democrats are pushing back, saying the trade policy drives up consumer prices, while economists call the results a mixed bag. The new tariffs take effect Wednesday. A huge break for SNAP funding recipients as the White House agrees to extend coverage for a couple more weeks. It's a short-term victory, still in need of a long-term solution as the ongoing government shutdown approaches the longest in history.
The Trump administration says it will partially pay for SNAP benefits after the program's funding ran dry over the weekend. 2 federal judges ordered the administration to do so, but it won't cover the full tab.
It won't even cover about half of what November would cost. So we are working and looking at all angles right now.
SNAP costs about $8 billion each month, with about 1 in 8 Americans using the program. Food banks around the country are already feeling the strain.
We are concerned that this is becoming a tug of war, and folks who are some of our most vulnerable citizens are really pawns to this situation.
President Trump says he needs a few Senate Democrats to vote for a simple funding bill to reopen the government before he's willing to negotiate on other issues like Affordable Care Act subsidies.
And we only need 5 Democrats. We have a lot of Democrats. We only need 5.
But on the eve of Election Day for some key races, Democrats aren't showing any signs of budging.
We have a president who doesn't obey the law, and we're supposed to pass a law for him?
To break the logjam, President Trump has suggested taking an extreme measure, but congressional leaders do not agree.
I think we should do the nuclear option. This is a totally different nuclear, by the way. It's called ending the filibuster.
If no deal is reached, the shutdown will become the longest in history on Wednesday. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Now here's Donald with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, it's a beautiful morning out there. You can see it downtown Pittsburgh. Beautiful skies. Just a little bit of upper level clouds, but mostly clear. Waking up feeling pretty good. Pretty good temperatures out there. 7th and range line again. Just a little bit of clouds out there, but mostly clear out. It's pretty nice, beautiful morning, I would say. And then 7th range line and I-44 getting a little bit busy out there as people are starting to do their morning errands and people going to work, and kids are already getting to school and things. But it looks pretty good out there. Nice, beautiful morning, I would say. And we're going to start warming up as we progress through the day, but I'll get to that in a minute. We're taking a look at our fog tracker right now. That's still that area of fog right there in about Miami. That's pretty much the area that has most fog at this moment. But the area, most of our area looks actually pretty good. So if you're driving to work at this moment, pretty good driving conditions, except for maybe there, like I said, along Miami, along I-44. So just be careful if you're driving through that part. All right, let's talk about why it's actually going to be so windy and warmer today. So today at noon, we're going to have south winds coming up, a little bit of patchy clouds. That winds are going to be sticking around through the afternoon. Like I said, again, just a few patchy clouds, winds out of the south, and that's why it's going to be so windy. And we're also going to see a front that's going to start pushing through later this evening. It's going to be a very weak front, but that's why it's actually so windy at this moment and through today. So there's that front that's going to be pushing through, but it is going to be dry and also a little bit on the warmer side. So temperatures currently right now, 56 in Joplin, 53 in Yates Center, 54 in Iola. So pretty nice. Stockton 51, pretty nice out there this morning. And as we're planning our day, 60 degrees at 9 a.m., warm up to about 70, 71 degrees, 3 to 4 o'clock. And those gusts, like I said, are going to be jumping up to about 30 miles an hour. But I'll have your complete forecast coming up.
Thanks, Donald. Carthage Crosslines Ministry is working to help those who are impacted by the current reduction in SNAP benefits. In addition to having food available for their regular clients, a separate emergency supply is also ready for anyone else who relies on SNAP benefits. The ministry is prepared to assist until the benefits are fully restored. According to the executive director of Children's Haven, the shutdown has increased stress and placed greater needs on some families in the Joplin area. With over 12% of families in southwest Missouri and southeast Kansas relying on food assistance, the shutdown threatens to add to the challenges faced by these families during the holiday season. Children's Haven says they need community support now more than ever.
When stress is high in families, that is when unintentional and accidental things can happen. We're here to keep kids safe, to prevent child abuse and neglect, and be a safe resource for kids to spend the night when stress is high in the family. And the current climate is certainly causing more stress for families in our area.
Anyone interested in supporting Children's Haven or seeking resources for families during this challenging time can visit their website or contact their office directly for more information. As the government shutdown continues into November, federal aid programs impacting staters feel the strain. While a court decision will allow partial SNAP payments this month, many local organizations that depend on federal dollars are still in limbo. Kayleen's Blake Goley shows how the shutdown is hitting seniors right here in the 4 states.
Do I buy my medicine or do I buy my food?
That's the decision many seniors are facing as the government shutdown stretches into November. The Area Agency on Aging relies on federal funding to support programs that keep seniors fed and connected.
We had intended to furlough 23 kitchen staff and stop serving hot lunch at our senior centers. We received some beautiful, wonderful, generous donations from some folks to keep that going. And we've been working with the cities of Webb City, Neosho, and Joplin.
Jennifer tells me she's working with officials in Joplin and other cities to provide temporary funding until federal funds start flowing again. And for seniors in the Joplin Senior Center, they just want Washington to understand this shutdown hits home.
They ought to think about us, the people that come over here and need this, because there's so many people that really need this, and the ones that still, like our officials that are still getting their checks and getting all their money and all that, they need to donate it. A lot of people here need help, and we need the government to wake up and do what they got to do.
I feel like the government's let us down because, you know, we pay our taxes, and we paid our tax all our life, and then they just up and shut down on us because they can't agree on stuff.
The agency says funding has only increased about 4% in the last decade, while operating costs have nearly doubled. Once the government reopens, it could take up to 8 weeks before the agency receives the funds it needs. Reporting in Joplin, Blake Gully, KOAM News.
Local organizations like the Area Agency on Aging say they're still relying on donations and community support until full funding returns. That's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, breakthrough technology uses AI to battle the global waste crisis, one recyclable at a time. In Consumer Watch, scientists are using smart new technology to help save polar bears in Canada, where melting sea ice has wiped out 50% of the population. A silent, all-electric tundra buggy helps researchers get closer to the bears to study them and can even broadcast live to the world military-grade radar called BEARDAR, which can detect polar bears as they get closer to towns, keeping both people and the animals safe. Restaurant chain Denny's says it's been acquired by a group of investment firms in a deal worth around $620 million. The company's CEO said it contacted more than 40 potential buyers and received multiple offers. The deal is expected to be completed in early 2026, and afterwards, Denny's will no longer be publicly listed on the NASDAQ. According to the chain, there are more than 1,500 Denny's restaurants across the country, most of them franchised or licensed. That news came as Kimberly-Clark announced it's buying Tylenol maker Kenvue in a deal worth nearly $49 billion. The merger combines two companies with a massive consumer health portfolio, which includes brands like Huggies, Band-Aid, Kleenex, and Aveeno. The deal comes weeks after the Trump administration made public claims that the use of the active ingredient in Tylenol, acetaminophen, during pregnancy may be associated with increased autism, though medical experts contend that Tylenol usage is safe. The deal is waiting for approval from both companies and shareholders and is expected to close later next year. And Thanksgiving is coming early to Subway. On November 13th, the restaurant chain is releasing its Festive Feast collection featuring ham, turkey, and chicken sandwiches piled with Subway's all-new cranberry sauce and savory turkey stuffing. And those are our top consumer stories. Let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
It's a beautiful morning out there, as you can see in downtown Pittsburgh. Beautiful sunny skies. Waking up to it's going to be a little bit on the cooler side as you're waking up, but you know, I would probably say this is a pretty good morning to be waking up to these beautiful, just blue skies. A little bit of clouds out there. Sun's starting to come up. People are starting to get busy doing their morning routines, going to get coffee, driving to work. You see out there at Range Line and I-44, not too busy at this moment. Pretty clear out there for the roads. Not a lot, really no fog at all, as you can see. Just clear sky. Mostly clear skies with a little bit of clouds out there, but there is a tad bit of fog right now in the Miami area, 4.2 miles of visibility. So it's definitely decreased since the last update. So if you guys are driving in this part here, Miami to Veneta, it's definitely going to be on the foggier side, but the rest of the area looks pretty good, I would say. Driving conditions are looking really good, except for that one stretch on I-44 by Miami heading into Veneta. So just be careful as you're driving, because those conditions can change very quickly. All right, let's take a look at the future track here for Tuesday at 12. We're going to see south winds that are going to be bringing in some stronger winds, but a little bit of cloud cover, and that trend is going to continue through the rest of the day. Those clouds are still going to linger on by the afternoon, about 4 o'clock. Still, those south winds are going to be bringing in stronger winds about 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 30, but it's still going to be on the warmer side though, mostly pretty much sunny and clear. But as we progress through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, a weak front is going to come in, and it's going to be, that's why actually we're having so much wind today, is because of that weak front that's going to be pushing in. But Wednesday at 5 a.m., still southwesterly south winds are going to be coming in, still a little bit on the warmer side, but those winds are going to shift from the south to the northeast, as you can see right here. But it's still going to be a pretty nice day all through Wednesday morning and into the afternoon. This is about 4 p.m. on Wednesday, so still clear skies, still on the warmer side, and then that winds are going to shift from the northeast to the east. It's going to get a little bit cloudy, still Clear though, no rain associated with any of these clouds. And then the same thing by Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m. Winds are going to shift from the east to the south, as you can see. It's going to be a pretty nice day on Thursday, just a few spotty clouds here and there. All right, so starting your day for today, 8 a.m., 55 degrees, mostly sunny through the morning. We're going to get up to about 63 degrees at 10 a.m. and 68 degrees at 11 a.m., mostly sunny, but that wind is going to start picking up through today. So we're going to see 72 degrees for a high, and that's going to be between the 2 to 4 o'clock hour. Mostly sunny skies. We are going to have some increasing clouds later on into the evening time. That's what I was talking about here. About 6 p.m., we're going to see some clouds start to build in. 63 at 6 p.m., and then 8 p.m., 62. Clouds start building in. 10 p.m., 60 degrees. Still on the windier side, we're going to see a low of about 50 degrees. And tonight, winds out of the southwest, 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts up to 25. So not a bad day, even though it's going to be on the windier side. Like I was saying, so today, 72 degrees, a little windier, sunny. And look at that, beautiful week. Up until we get to the weekend, we'll see 76 degrees on Thursday. That's going to be really nice day. But look at Saturday. We're going to start cooling down. Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Saturday night into Sunday morning, 26 degrees, possible frost and freeze associated with that. Then we're going to start really cooling off. We're going to get back to those fall-like temperatures, and then later on next week, we're going to start warming up, but it's going to be pretty nice. That is a look at your full forecast. More news and weather after the break.
You probably had one back in the 80s and 90s. The Rubik's Cube you could never quite get to match on all sides. Now the retro analog game is getting a digital makeover for the 21st century. Fox's Eamon Digman has more on this edition of our Fox News on Game, Fox on Game series.
In the 80s, everyone had one, a cube with random colors that each side flipped to attempt to make one color. A Rubik's Cube. Invented in 1974 by Hungarian Erno Rubik, it was a simple toy from a more analog time. But now it's been brought into the digital age as Wow Cube, the electronic successor to Mr. Rubik's creation. We caught up with the new creators at New York Comic Con.
We call it a gaming console, entertainment console, but it's a super smart toy.
And it could be a game changer for kids, parents, and educators. Instead of the old-fashioned plastic cube with stickers, which let cheaters like my brother solve it easily, this one comes with 4 digital screens on each side for a total of 24 screens in your hand. And they're able to twist and turn while also teaching STEM and tracking your stats.
We have tons of educational content, like this. For example, I just randomly pick one. You need to, in this game, you need to assemble the famous faces.
Wow Cube comes loaded with games designed for both fun and mental acuity, and it's not just for kids. The Cube has other features that make it a digital showpiece for grown-ups when they're not playing the games.
I use mine as widgets where I have my stock on there, my emails, my alarm clock, so it's not just a gaming device.
You can catch the full interview and others from New York Comic Con on last week's episode of the Fox on Games podcast. In New York, Eamon Dignam, Fox News.
I feel like I would still be just as terrible at solving that as I would the more analog classic version. Well, here's Donald with a quick.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day today, a little bit on the warmer side, but it is going to be windy as well. We'll have another check of your forecast coming up after the break.
This is your Wake Up Recap for November 4th, your top stories to start your day. A call came in about 4:10 yesterday morning reporting a man suffering from a gunshot to the abdomen on Bronwell Avenue in Joplin. Authorities took the 24-year-old man to an area hospital. Joplin police say they have no suspect or suspect information at this time. Head over to KOAMNewsNow.com for more information as it becomes available. A 32-year-old suspect appeared in court accused of carrying out a stabbing spree over the weekend on a train bound for London. Passengers ran in panic to escape. Some thought it was a Halloween prank when the stabbing started, but quickly realized it was all too real. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And it's going to be a pretty nice day out there. As you can see, we're going to get up to about 72 degrees. It is going to be on the windy side, though. South winds about 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 30, but that 72 will be about the 2 to 3, 4 o'clock hour. Not too bad for the afternoon and into the evening, 50 degrees for a low, and those winds will stick around. But I would say overall it's going to be a pretty nice day and a pretty nice evening, so I'm really looking forward to this warmer weather that we're going to be having the rest of this week.
Perfect. Thank you, Donald. Sounds great. Well, students at Pitt State celebrated Day of the Dead with games and culture last night. The Spanish Club teamed up with Spirit State to host the event in the Grubbs Hall basement, featuring rounds of Loteria and a themed scavenger hunt. Organizers say the goal was to honor the Mexican tradition while bringing students together to learn and have fun. It's always great when you can have some of that seasonal fun, but be able to embrace culture and learn some things as well.
Yeah, I really love just any kind of culture at all. I mean, I try to travel the world as much as I can, and I love the food. I go to the visit cultures for the food. I feel like that's the best way to get into it.
So how great to have it right here. Well, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon. Have a great rest of your morning.